to BizChicks TV. We're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. Here are your hosts.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tech Life Weekly. I'm Carolina, and I'm here with my co-host, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Carolina from California Cover-Ups, and we're the Biz Chicks. We are so excited to be here today, talking to you about tech that's going to make your life easier. Oh my goodness. We always like to get started with this day, this week, this future in tech history. So with that, Fran, what you got for us today?
Well, we're going to start out with Blacks in Tech History. And because it's Women's Month, we are celebrating Women's Month.
Mm-hmm. What am I
I don't
doing?
know where this banner came from. Hold on.
It's got the wrong banner. Isn't
Okay.
that special?
Okay, yeah, that's because GSBE is open over here instead of our regular. Okay, I'm back with the regular
Okay.
stuff. And I found it. Okay.
Cool. Mm-hmm.
So today in tech history, it's Women's Month, celebrating women.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyway, and because of that, we're going to start out with our Blacks in Tech History is about Mary Winston Jackson. Mary Jackson was an American mathematician and aerospace engineer at NACA, later NASA. She became the agency's first Black female engineer and helped advance aerodynamics research during the early space era.
Wow.
Her story matters because she broke technical and racial barriers in one of the most important science and engineering institutions in the country.
Wow. Okay.
Now, so let's talk about tech making history. March 8th, 1955, early operating system is demonstrated. This week in this day in tech history archives includes demonstration of an early operating system on March 8th, and that had some milestones such as the IBM PC XT and the compact disc. So March 9th, 1993, Power Open Association formed. Power Open Association formed. Apple, IBM, and Motorola founded the Power Open Association on March 9th in an effort tied to the PowerPC era and a reminder of how major platform alliances shaped the computer market. March 10th, 1876. March 10th in the archives marks Mr. Watson, come here. Alexander Graham Bell's first successful telephone message, along with the dot-com bubble peak in 2000 and the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter reaching Mars in 2006. March 11th, 1890. Vannevar Bush and Fairchild Semiconductor. The Computer History Museum highlights March 11th as the birth date of the hypertext pioneer Vannevar Bush, and March 12th as the sale of Fairchild Semiconductor, a company many consider foundational to the Silicon Valley's modern shape. On March 13th, 1986, Microsoft goes public. Its initial IPO was one of the defining business moments in software history. It helped turn Microsoft from a major software company into one of the dominant forces in technology. March 14th, 1955, Bell Lab announces TRADIC. In both archives, Bell Labs announces TRADIC, an early transistorized computer. This matters because it reflects the shift away from vacuum tubes toward the transistor age that changed computing forever.
Wow.
So let's talk about some emerging tools for small business. Hey, Dr. Tachi. OpenAI released GPT 5.4 on March 5th and described it as its most capable and efficient frontier model for professional work. It also launched ChatGPT for Excel in beta, aimed at modeling scenarios and spreadsheet-based analysis for small business owners. That means stronger help with reports, proposals, forecasting, and workbook cleanup.
There you go.
Workflow automation. Microsoft's Copilot tasks announced, that was back in February, pushing AI from answers into action. Let's look down here. Let's see. Everybody's putting AI in business software.
You know, I didn't realize how much Copilot was used to start talking to people who are in industry. It seems to be the dominant
of the people who use PC and Windows. It is
exactly
because it's already embedded into Windows.
Microsoft's okay.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you put your own stuff? You know, your own.
And that's probably why they were in such a hurry to get it in there, so people wouldn't go to other sources.
Most offices I know do use a Windows ecosystem rather than Apple. So it's rare that you find Apple as the ecosystem, which is why when I taught at my former university, we were PC. I was like, not today. And I would always bring my laptop in.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of the real estate software and things of that nature is
business.
All with, everybody's stuck on, but it was difficult for me to get work done. So I was like, I'm with Dr. Tachi, where is my Mac? I can't do this.
Yeah, and at one point we all started on PC, right? At one point, everyone started on PC, even though when I was in elementary school, we had Apples. We have
both. My children, yes.
Yeah.
I think it was because they donated their computers to set up labs in schools because they knew that generation would be, you understand what I'm saying? Would be the future customer. They had that kind of foresight.
Yeah, that makes sense. And for us, I went to Catholic school. You only needed a few, so just give them 2 and they'll be fine. So.
Well, we had they set up a whole lab in our neighborhood.
Oh,
and we were not in the best of neighborhoods. Okay.
Wow.
So, yes. In fact, it was right across the street from a what they used to call the projects.
Okay.
Low income. And the school was situated in that area. But they had a complete computer lab.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show that it's not where you are, it's the resources that you have and that you have access to.
Exactly. Right. And they would lend them out on the weekends to the families.
I love that.
I do too. All right, continuing on, Oracle says the AI infrastructure boom is still accelerating. Reuters reported on March 10th that Oracle expects the AI data center boom to power revenue above Wall Street estimates well into 2027. This is important because it shows that infrastructure side of AI is still drawing massive spending and confidence. So Cerebras and Amazon announced a cloud AI chip deal. Reuters reported on March 13th that Cerebras and Amazon struck a deal to offer Cerebras AI chips on AWS. And this matters because it gives customer another high-end inference option and signals that AI compute market is widening beyond the usual chip leaders. Cerebras sound like something off of X-Men, just saying. It does. Uh, and Reuters also reported today, well, not today, but reported that China approved the market launch of a brain-computer interface medical device in what is called a world first. Whether that scales quickly or not, it is still a meaningful marker for neurotechnology moving closer to real world deployment. You shall not put anything in my brain. For some people, it needs to, you know what I mean? But there'll be some people who want to be like Steve Austin and what was that? Oh my, the $6 million man, where he is stronger, better, faster, because he had different.
You know, and it's funny that you're saying that now, because $6 million is not a lot of money now. But so when you say it, you know, it's almost like the Austin Powers movie where he was stuck in the past and he came back and said, "We request $1 million." And people were like, that's not a lot of money. So when you say $6 million man, that's a cheap man these days.
Right. But his whole thing was they gave him a robotic arm, his legs. He had been in an accident of some sort, and they rebuilt him. And I can see them using AI to do that. But there are going to be some people who are rich who are going to want to exploit that and try and take off the stuff.
You're correct.
Reuters also reported that the global smartphone market is expected to suffer its biggest ever decline in 2026, with shipments falling to 1.12 billion because rising memory chip prices are making phones more expensive. That remains one of the biggest consumer tech realities right now. People are still going to go buy a phone.
Yeah.
The Nothing phone launched the Phone 4a Pro and Headphone A, with the company explicitly trying to break up what it is calling a boring tech market. And it's called the Nothing phone because it really does look like nothing. I should have put a picture. Yeah. Nothing phone. It doesn't. Anyway, this matters because smaller consumer brands are still trying to win big with design, personality, and AI features instead of pure scale. Okay.
Wow.
Apple introduced the $599 MacBook Neo to push further into the price-sensitive PC segments. Even though that launch came just before this report week, it is still one of the biggest consumer tech signals affecting the market right now. Premium brands are moving harder into lower cost entry points. So it's a MacBook Air. It's a Neo, not an Air. It's a Neo, and it doesn't have the M chips in it. It has the A18 that runs on a 16 Pro. The same thing that's running my phone is going to run this computer, and it starts at $599.
What?
Which is very important for Apple, because that is a great entry point. Well, I have not had a chance to get my hands on it. What I probably should do is head to the Apple store and see if I can play around with it, just to see what it offers. So if you're like me, that computer is going to be useless because I edit video all day long and I have a need for heavy lifting. The 8 chip is not going to be enough for me. I probably should upgrade to the M5 now, but you know, I'm not trying to throw money all around. But I think this is an important entry. If you are doing smaller tasks, simple tasks, I think this will be good for you. And they're really trying to compete directly with like the Chromebook market, markets for smaller, especially for schools, right? So, you know, a lot of students get things like Chromebooks. What if you could get them an Apple instead? And I think this is what Apple is looking at.
And I think it's a good move on their part.
It's a great move.
Yeah, because at $599, I'm like, oh, I can get an Apple for $599. Let's do it.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're tapped into the Apple ecosystem when it comes to things. It Also, I have to say they are really good machines. Their peripherals are worth a damn, but their machines are great. I guess
Yeah.
that's how they
Mhm.
get you for more money because now you have to buy another cord when it frays. But
Now and then now to their credit, the new cords
Mhm.
are woven
yes,
now.
Okay.
they're woven.
Yeah.
May I tell you, you can still have a problem with them because I'm on my second woven cord.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? I
Yeah,
haven't
Yeah.
because
yet. Okay.
it
Are y'all sure
strains
y'all
at
just
the
not biting on them and chewing it? Okay.
no,
Well,
it
Okay.
no,
strains
and see,
at
this is it the woven cord for your phone or for your computer?
For my computer.
Okay.
mhm.
Yeah. So I have the woven cord for the computer as well. And it started, maybe I had a defective one because I started noticing like poking through
Mhm.
the woven cord, like the cords, and it was a little bent. And I'm very careful with things. So that could have
Okay.
Mhm.
been a defective one.
And like I said, I haven't had any issue with mine. I have the MagSafe connector,
Yes. Yes. So much better.
right, and not the just the plain cord that goes in.
Mhm.
Mine,
Mhm.
if you kick it, it's coming off.
Exactly. Because what they had right before this was the USB-C connector.
Mhm.
So you can it
Correct.
I've had these the MacBook Pro laptops since 2010. And so the power cord first came all as one piece. So if something went wrong with that, you had to buy the whole thing over again. That was $80. I went and raised hell at the store when something happened and they gave it to me. But then they started doing, okay, well, we see this is an issue. We're going to correct it. The connections will be USB-C and you can just exchange the cords. Problem with that, those cords were, the plastic coating and those weren't very good. And after a while, they got too loose for the USB-C, so it didn't really
Mm.
connect properly, I should say. Then now they're on this woven. But my thing is like, I know you're doing it purposely because you are too high tech of a company for this to be a problem for you. Not when we have 1980s computers that you can plug in and they'll still work. They're doing it purposely.
Mhm.
Oh, anywho, yeah, all mine are still working, so I'm gonna be.
Yes.
I haven't had to go buy one lately, so not to say that I don't fancy a trip to the Apple store now and again, but I need to
Yeah.
get some peripherals. Like I would like to get a battery extender to go on the back of my phone or something. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Just to
Yeah.
carry me through the day. Anywho, because when you are doing videos or you're watching videos or watching Zooms or whatever on the phone, the battery is gone and
Mhm.
you're like, oh, I gotta plug up. So okay, Terry,
Yeah.
it is your turn if you'd like to go because I have TJ's report, unless you just
Okay.
want me to roll right into her report or however you
You
want
can,
to.
you can roll right into her report. Well, what I have to do is so quick. Let me do it quickly. I was messing around with my with Bill over there on ChatGTP, and as you know, I designed kimonos. So what I did was I had him actually do a photo shoot for me. Okay,
Mm.
with the kimonos, I know. And so these are some of the things that came out. Can you see that?
Yes.
He did a great job with my models.
Now, see,
And
this is
now,
good because you don't have to pay a model anymore.
okay,
And you can do product placement and have it look good.
I am so excited about this.
Yeah, that is wonderful. That looks great.
It really came. Bill did a great job.
And she made those pieces.
Yes, so these are my
Yes.
pieces on the models. I'm just like,
First of all,
so
the kimonos are beautiful.
thank you so much. And I'm just so excited about how the placement, I asked for that hairstyle. I asked for the matching shoes. You see that? And I didn't want anything to really distract from the kimono. So no purses, no jewelry, that kind of thing. And
Wow.
I know. And it was just done.
It's just fabulous. And this means quite a bit for smaller business owners. As you
really
were
does.
saying, you know, to your budget for marketing, usually when you're a small business, is so small, if at all it's existent. So
Okay.
the fact I don't have money to, do X, Y, and Z, not right now
Okay.
anyway. And so part of your marketing budget includes things like hiring models for photo shoots and that's not something that is photographers, to people, to down to the people to edit and all of those types of things, if the photographer themselves are not editing. So this is a game changer for smaller businesses.
It was a game changer for me.
I love it.
I'm telling you, I was so excited. And so that's what I wanted to share, because it really it's going to make a difference. I mean, I'm so excited. I'm ready to put my website back up, and you know what I mean? Because it was just so challenging with the photos and the location and the data. I just did not have the budget for it.
And the thing is, you come out with something that has a professional look, because often when you're a small business owner, it's up to you to, if you can't afford to hire a photographer, you end up taking the photos yourself. But
exactly,
there may be something that you miss if you are not trained or you don't have the eye for things. And then it's like, well, I can't very well do this all over again. I have to use the photos I have. This
exactly
solves that problem.
And let me tell you, we went from this to what Bill created.
Yes.
I just put it on the mannequin, took a picture, told him put this on, and gave it a prompt where I wanted the model to be and what I wanted the hairstyle, and I said thank you.
I love it. And I just haven't had the time to do it, or quite frankly the wherewithal. But for my obviously the t-shirt line, I don't have to go and take those pictures individually anymore like I used to, because now that I'm doing it through something, they have that AI that will put it on, the mannequin for you. So you don't have to worry about that. But that's something that I might want to do for my Poshmark closet, so that people can see these items.
Visualize it. Yes.
And visualize it. Yeah. I mean, I would still take the other photos that, so people can see them, but you can now visualize this on yourself. So
there you go.
Love it.
So that's what I have today. So I'm pretty jazzed about it.
Clearly.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Right.
So
I'm filling in for TJ today. I don't have the curly hair, but okay, here we go. So Meta Facebook Marketplace adds a new Facebook Marketplace adds new Meta AI features. Facebook Marketplace is rolling out features that include automatically replies to automatically replies to messages from interested buyers.
Oh,
automatically replies instead of you having to wait till I use Facebook Marketplace.
Okay.
And you would say, is this still available? And you would have to click. You wait until maybe they get off work or they get finished doing something in the kitchen before you get a reply. So that whole thing is all day. You trying to buy something. Very interesting. Meta is also using AI to help sellers list items faster and summarize profiles, and is giving sellers the option to offer shipping on their listings.
Okay.
Shipping on their listings. I need to know more about that. The company says that since sellers receive a lot of buyer inquiries, it's making it easier to respond to initial messages with auto replies powered by Meta AI.
Hmm.
Now, when buyers inquire about an item's availability, sellers can use Meta AI to automatically draft replies using information from their listings, such as the description, availability, pickup location, and price. Oh, this is because the buyers don't really want to look at all that it's already in there.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's there. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
It tells you how to pick it up and all of that. Sellers can enable preview and edit these auto replies during listing creation. This new feature is designed to address a common pain point for sellers who often don't want to spend excessive amounts of time responding to initial or redundant messages, such as asking if an item is available when it's already marked as available.
Hmm.
Okay.
That's
And I
good.
think that happens because when people sometimes you go to a store and it says that it's available, you get to the store and it's not available.
They're out.
Unless we ask these questions before we get in the car or
And
before
go
we
there. Yeah, no, that it makes you want to ransack the whole store. You get there and it's not there.
Like,
Okay, if
you
it's not
told
here,
us.
nobody can have anything today.
Not quite there, Dr.
It says
Okay.
after uploading an image of an item, Meta AI can create a draft listing, fill in the details, and suggest a price based on similar items in the area. Additionally, buyers will now see a summary of a seller's Facebook profile at the top of their marketplace page,
Okay.
including how long they've been on Facebook and their number of friends. The overview also includes a summary of their marketplace activity, such as listing history, the types of items they sell, and their seller ratings. Seller can now also expand their reach by offering shipping on their listings. And they can generate prepaid shipping labels and easily track every order from a simple dashboard. I got the feeling there's a charge for that.
You know there is. Free?
Okay. And so we're continuing with Meta. Meta launches new tools on Facebook, Messenger, and WhatsApp to help protect against scams. Really?
That's
It
good.
announced on Wednesday that it's beginning more scam detection tools to Facebook, WhatsApp, and Messenger. The tech giant says the new features are designed to alert users before they engage with something suspicious, noting that scammers try to avoid detection and may not immediately use accounts maliciously. The company is testing new alerts on Facebook to warn users about suspicious friend requests. When you send or receive a request from an account that shows signs of suspicious activity, such as having few mutual friends or listing a different country as its location, you'll see an alert prompting you to review the request to help you decide whether to block or accept it.
Okay.
Over on WhatsApp, Meta is launching device linking warnings to prevent scammers from trying to trick users into using their WhatsApp account to their linking their WhatsApp account to their device. Okay. I'm thinking now if that is that
that is a concern.
If they can do that, you know what I mean? Connect your device to their WhatsApp account to your device. That's not good.
Wow. And then what? So is it also the other way around where they can connect your account to their device?
That's what it's looking like.
Well, it's got to go back and forth.
So I'm wondering how that happens.
Well, I don't know exactly, but I have had an experience where I am on WhatsApp. Well, I'm not on WhatsApp. I had WhatsApp because my daughter was in London. Okay. So I turned it off. The app was still on my phone. I get a message from somebody through WhatsApp and I'm like, how are you sending me a
Contacting
message
me.
on WhatsApp and I'm not using the app?
Hmm.
So wait a minute, they contacted you on WhatsApp, and when you opened it the next time you saw the contact, is that what it was?
No, I got a notification from
It
WhatsApp
came.
on
Oh,
my
from
phone.
WhatsApp that you okay.
And I'm like, I don't use WhatsApp. So why am I seeing this? It
Mhm.
was a little interesting. I was like, okay, I think I need to take it off again, like remove
Maybe
it.
it was your settings. Not that I'm defending Zuckerberg by any means.
I don't know, but I just know I don't use WhatsApp. And so for you to come in and then, oh no, that's on a different thing. Is that Signal? There was another device that a Signal or something, and people, hey, do you want? I was like,
That
who
could
are
have
you?
been Telegram too.
Telegram. Telegram.
Telegram is famous for that kind
I was
of
like,
thing.
who are you? You are.
Mm.
I don't know you. Don't talk to me. Okay.
Don't talk to me. I love
It's
it.
all in the name of scam. If anybody you don't know is trying to make contact with you and talk to, it's about to be a scam. They're trying to scam.
So Meta says these alerts will show users where the request is coming from and warn them that it could be a scam. I give them credit for trying to,
Making an effort. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to talk about Substack. Substack launches a built-in recording studio.
Yes, I saw that.
I'm like, what? Publishing platform Substack is continuing to invest in video content as it launches the Substack Recording Studio, a built-in mechanism for creators to pre-record and publish videos.
Okay.
The studio, which is only available on the desktop, can support solo videos as well as conversations with up to 2 guests. Creators can add custom watermarks to their videos and create their screen with co-hosts and share their screen with co-hosts. Once the recording is over, Substack auto-generates clips and thumbnails for sharing.
Say what? Okay. So you can stream over there, record it.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? And then it does all the extra stuff.
You can
Okay.
stream. Substack lets you stream. Until now, creating video in Substack meant going live or stitching together a separate stack of tools, a recording platform, a way to create and distribute clips, and something to design a thumbnail. The company shared, okay. Until now, creating video on Substack meant going live or stitching together a separate stack of tools, a recording platform, a way to create and distribute clips, and something to design a thumbnail, the company shared in a blog post. Substack Studio brings all of those tools into one place. Sound like somebody else we know?
A lot of somebody else's we know.
Though Substack is predominantly known as a newsletter platform, the company has been showing a keen interest in video over the last few years, prioritizing updates that position it more like a Patreon competitor, encouraging creators to explore multimedia.
Okay, we're going to have to check it out. We got to check
I
it
think
out.
this is very interesting. So now you've got a recording studio. Let me just be clear that I know that you can go live to Substack using you could use StreamYard and put in the stream key. Are they saying now that you can, similar to like what you could do with Zoom, go live directly from Substack out? Or
I think yes.
Okay. And then this is also recording. So you don't have to record someplace. You could record within the studio and then upload it.
Kind of like you do with StreamYard.
Right.
You can record and then send it out.
What about watermark?
It said with a watermark?
No, I'm asking. It does have a watermark?
I don't know. Let's see.
Oh, I thought it said.
I think you can do custom. Creators can add custom watermarks
Watermark.
to their videos.
Oh, okay. So no, not necessarily any Substack watermark yet.
Exactly.
That makes a difference.
Yeah, it does. It does, because if you want to look professional, you've got to get the watermarks off of what you're doing. And I understand all of these tools cost. And so sometimes you're like, I'll just take the free version. Well, I'd rather you do something that you are not using for free if you're not testing it. If you're intending to use this for serious content creation and for business, get something where you can take off the watermark.
There you go.
So that is your week in social media news from TJ.
Thank you.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. I think I would like to know more about that, because I know you can go live from your phone there. And if you can put two people together, now I got to figure how that works. Do you know what I mean? Like here,
Yes.
we are, because we can put a couple of people in the seat. I need to go over there and explore how to use that studio to bring two people in over there.
I like it.
I do too.
I just think this is genius. Well, Dr. Tachi, you have the floor.
Okay, I will step out onto the floor and start with a little bit of something that social media that you did not touch on. I don't believe you touched on it anyway. I think you did not. I didn't hear it. Meta is testing clickable links in Instagram captions, but not for us, for verified subscribers. You know, there's always a catch.
You say, don't get too excited now.
For that $14.99?
Good question. I don't know. They're testing it now. But is it, well, how much is it to be a verified subscriber?
It was $14.99. I do not know if they changed that price. I shall look that up while you're doing your story.
Okay. But you know, it's of no consequence to me because I absolutely refuse. There's no utility to it. So now the thing is, I'm wondering if this is going to filter over into the ability for everyone to put hyperlinks, right? Put clickable links in there. Hyperlinks is such a 90s word, but put clickable links in there. I understand to a point why they don't do it, because I think they're trying to cut down on nefarious links. There are so many people want to do things good. Like I put links all the time in things, but what I'll do is I'll put a bit.ly link so that it's shorter, so that if people have to actually just copy it, it's not that much. But to actually click on a link if it's long is very tedious. So I've been one of the ones I'm like, I wish we could just put links in there, because then you end up putting up the link in your bio. But there are also people who just click anything. And if they're not careful, they could click on something that has malicious intent. So I do understand that. But yeah, so they are testing that right now with people that are verified users. So we'll see.
So I found the price.
Okay.
Meta Verified has historically been priced at $11.99 a month on the web and $14.99 a month on iOS or Android.
Hysterically or historically?
Historically.
It's hysterical too. So,
Fred is here.
Hey, Fred.
Hey.
Welcome in.
Yeah, so that Verified, they charged $11, $12, $13, $3 more for iOS and Android.
So, according to Engadget, Meta Verified for creators starts at $14.99 a month, and the most expensive plans cost, listen to this, $499.99 a month. Who is paying $500 a month for Meta? I don't understand that.
What are we verifying at $500 a month? That you are insane.
I think it's not right. because and again, I'm not and maybe Fred, you know this, I am not a verified person. I never was. Before you had to be a public figure, a celebrity, and you had that
Mhm.
blue check or that
Yeah.
verification to indeed say, I am the real XYZ,
Mhm.
Mr. X. But now that anyone can get it, I don't know what is the status of
Mhm.
those who had it. Are they grandfathered in, and then it was new
Mhm.
people who had to pay for the verification, or did they just start from ground zero and everybody had to?
Fred got jokes. He said, I see the value of $500, said the blind man.
Because you would have to spend $500 a month.
Yeah, it says here that it's $14.99 on iOS and Android, and it $11.99. And let me see what it gets.
Mhm.
This subscription price depends on the plan that you choose and where you buy it, which means the exact amount can vary by platform. This is from Instagram's Help Center. Here's the thing: if you want the lowest price, subscribe through the web instead of the App Store. App Store purchases usually cost more. What
You know
can
what the
get?
lowest price is? Don't subscribe. That's
Uh-huh.
free.
There you go. That's the lowest.
That's free, 100%.
And I just want to know, what do you get?
Mm.
Because it's still, that part's not clear, not a clear offering, right? You get four main things. Ready? A verified badge.
Oh,
Yay.
Woo, woo. Impersonation protection.
okay. That's what they're
Direct
paying for.
access to support. None of these are exclusive features.
What?
Subscriber only features and tools though the exact extras can vary by platform, account type, and what Meta is currently offering.
So
So
basically, you get
go
to be
ahead.
part of the beta. They get to test on you, those extra features that you just mentioned. And I think because if you're a corporation, that $500 is probably tax deductible because you're paying for
Well,
locally
if I pay
impersonation.
15, it's going to be tax deductible too.
I'm sure it's for impersonation, but you know what? Even if you're a larger corporation, I think it is maybe a brilliant business model, but shows extreme greed that you are
Yeah,
trying
well,
to profit off of somebody buying a service so you don't get impersonated. That's what you're supposed to do anyway as a company where this could be an issue. So now you're saying, well, basically, we only care if somebody's impersonating you if you pay us $500 or you pay us whatever, then you'll get protection. But otherwise, that's on you, bub. Why would I then really use your services if there's no protection? That's the basic. That's the bare minimum that you should provide. You're already making money hand over fist. Why do you two then need to play these reindeer games? I don't like that at all.
Anyway, Fred says, I'm predicting something is coming that would make people run for protection, as Noah told the peoples.
Yeah, it's been in the works for centuries now. You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. Does that mean, will I still buy it? No.
We can get some Texas air from Tim Gillette.
Yeah, because he's selling Texas air.
Yes, he is.
He put Texas air in a box
and sold it.
Said open carefully, slowly.
You know what? I think Joe Wilson did that same type of thing when he did it, like kind of as a promotion, and it was, I think, like canned, jarred California air or something, and he was doing it to like kind of raise money for something. People bought it.
Yeah, sometimes you just go, okay.
Absolutely. Wow.
Okay. I go, why didn't I think of that? But go ahead.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, let's talk
And
a little. Oh, go ahead.
Fred said, why is meta not pronounced the same as beta?
So it will be Meta.
Mm-hmm.
Beta? Fred, you causing us to think too much this morning.
Listen, this is too much linguistic tangle and puzzlement for me today.
Oh my gosh.
If you find the answer, you tell us. Pushing on.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've talked about this before, but you all know K-pop Demon Hunters, which is basically the most popular offering that Netflix has ever, basically. It is officially getting a sequel. This is official. So there have been talks about that happening, but it is officially being sequeled, if we're using a word I made up. So Netflix and Sony have announced that Sony Pictures Animation handed the rights. They gave the rights to film Netflix. They gave the rights to the film to Netflix in 2021, and that was part of a larger licensing deal. Now, granted, it didn't come out till last year, but this was in the works since 2021.
Oh, okay.
But here's the thing: nobody knows how popular something will be until they actually produce it, right? So remember, I've been saying how traditional, and Fred knows this, how traditional networks are, how traditional producers are in terms of what they choose to produce and what they greenlight, studios as well, because you never know what will hit, and they are very risk adverse. So, it's like, oh, this was a hit. It's probably not something that they expected to be as big as it was. So this is now, as I said, Netflix's most watched movie of all time. They've been nominated for Best Animated Feature and Best Original Song at the 98th Academy Awards at the Oscars, and they stand a really good chance of winning, to be honest. Yeah. So that is the news, that it is officially a go, that there will be a K-pop Demon Hunters 2. And I have to say, I did enjoy the first one. I watched the first one. I do like anime and things, so I didn't know how much I would like this one, but it was really good. That's why it's so popular. It was really good, kind of nice, positive messages throughout. I enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to K-pop 2. So we'll see.
Fred says, idea, K-pop K-cups.
Do they actually have K-pop? Oh, it's an idea.
Yes.
You keep giving us all these $1 million or $6 million man ideas. Produce them, sir. Saying that out on Beyonce's internet. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about the Paramount Warner Brothers merger. The Teamsters are calling on the Department of Justice to stop that, saying, quote, "We see what happens when corporations consolidate power." Are you talking to them? Anyway, you would have to talk to people who care for that to be an issue. Okay, so this is the leadership of the International Brotherhood of Teamsters. And why do they care? Because Teamsters, people that work in production in these are also, many of them are also part of the Teamsters, right?
Okay, so the stagehands.
Okay. So there's IATSE, but there's also the Teamsters that many people that work in Hollywood are part of. So this is concerning for them, because what's happening is whenever you have consolidation, what happens? Job loss, right? And they're already looking at you. I don't care what they're saying. Oh, well, no, we're not. You are. It already was happening before the merger, because I suspect they were looking at this and then trying to keep things lean, so there were no concerns. But there'll be even more once this actually goes through, because you don't need the duplication of jobs, which is why that happens quite often. So union leaders have announced yesterday, actually, that they filed a report outlining the key concerns about here's how much this costs. $111 billion mega transaction, and they filed this with the Department of Justice's Antitrust Division, and they're pushing for this to be blocked unless their concerns are addressed. So here's the thing. This is especially consequential because the Teamster General President, Sean O'Brien, is a labor ally of the person occupying the White House, and previously played a role in the nomination of Lori Chavez DeRemer as labor secretary. So it remains to be seen whether or not his influence would sway the person occupying in the White House, or 47, as Dr. Vibe likes to say.
Some folks ain't loyal, but that's okay.
Yeah,
that was yesterday.
Exactly. Yeah, and yesterday's price is not today's price, in the words of Fat Joe. So O'Brien says this in a statement: "This merger threatens the livelihoods of the very workers who built these studios into industry giants. We've seen what happens when corporations consolidate power. Jobs disappear, production leaves American communities, and workers pay the price. The DOJ has a responsibility to stop deals that eliminate competition and harm working families. Unless Paramount and Warner Brothers can guarantee enforceable protections for domestic production and labor standards, this merger can't be allowed to move forward." And agree, the people that would be hurting with this are the labor 100% that built these studios. It wasn't the executives. Let me be clear. It was not the executives that made the studios who they are today. It is the labor. So this is a significant threat. It is a threat to the labor force beyond because we didn't look at that, right? When I've talked about this ad nauseum with Dr. Vibe and on different podcasts on air, beyond the fact that this lessens consumer choice and is dangerous for that. Prices will go up because the less choice you have, the more those few companies have the right to, or the freedom, I should say, not a right, but freedom to increase. We also have not looked at the other end of this, the people that are going to lose jobs because of this merger. And again, that's inevitable, but we always say, well, that usually happens as if it's okay, and it's not. But this also means you need to have a plan B. I think now in this media age, we are taught that your plan B is so important because plan A will crumble inevitably.
Okay.
If you were shooting on one format, it's going to go away. Learn how to shoot on another. Sorry, go ahead.
So we have this comment. We haven't learned about the harm of monopolies yet. And then Fred says,
"You're right." Fred.
Let me see. Where is Fred's?
I see him.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead.
You need a plan C, D, and E.
And then before that, he has, as we say, Fred has jokes.
Oh my gosh.
There should be a merger of Bounce TV, Aspire, and BET. I've got $50. Who's with me? I wouldn't buy them for $5. Okay.
Okay. I'm with you.
The amount of energy and time it would take to turn them into something that is actually useful for people of African descent is too much. So you're on your own, buddy. And welcome into GR Houston Jack. What's up, Gwendolyn? Good to see
Gwendolyn. You. Good to see you.
Yes. You started to say 5. Well, you didn't, sir. And that's why I'm not with you.
Oh my gosh.
So, okay, that's what's happening there. We'll continue to see. I suspect it's not going to make very much of a difference because I really suspect it's not going to make much of a difference because that requires compassion. And that's not something that this administration generally is about. That's not what business is about. You should be if you are using ethical business practices, but for the most part, no, because they're also beholden to shareholders. That's what they care about. And that's what shareholders care about. Everyone else, gets lost in the sauce somewhere. So it's unfortunate, but it's a truth in business life. Let's move on. I have to put this in. You guys know I am a Whovian, meaning I absolutely love Doctor Who. I've watched Doctor Who since I was little. It doesn't mean I understood what was going on, because those were reruns from the 60s that I was watching when I was little. But still, I really got into Doctor Who more when they kind of rehashed it in the 90s. And I started in the early 2000s watching reruns, like around 2007, watching all the new doctors come in, and I've been hooked. Plus, I like sci-fi. So, for those of you that are Whovians like myself, there have been some missing Doctor Who episodes that have been unearthed, and they're heading to iPlayer because they've been restored by the BBC. So there are 2 missing episodes of Doctor Who from 60 years ago that are heading to BBC iPlayer. So iPlayers from BBC. So there are 2. It's called Nightmare Begins and Devil's Planet episodes. They were thought to be lost forever, but they were found by a charity called Film is Fabulous, and then they were restored by the BBC. So they came from the 3rd series of this sci-fi epic entitled the Daleks' Master Plan. So for those of you who don't know what the Daleks are, if you've ever seen Doctor Who, those short robot type things that kind of are reminiscent of C-3PO, no, R2-D2. C-3PO is a tall one. R2-D2 with all these kind of like bulbs over it. Those are the Daleks. So they're like evil robots, basically. So that's where it's coming from. And Film is Fabulous, by the way, is a charitable trust that is run by film collectors and TV enthusiasts. And they approached the BBC after they found the episodes in a private collection, and then the BBC restored them from their original 16mm telerecordings. That's kind of cool. So if you're a Doctor Who fan, you'll be able to view these on BBC iPlayer. And I just might try to see if I have a way to get in and view those.
Yeah, I tried to watch something else on iPlayer, and it's something to the effect that I wasn't in the right country or whatever. And I was like, come on, y'all.
It is for the UK, but if you have a VPN.
And I was getting ready to say, I was like, oh, so I need to get a VPN if we want to get Death in Paradise or anything else from the BBC before 6 months after it airs. I gotta figure that out.
Exactly. So a VPN is probably the way to go with that. But I was excited because I'm a Whovian. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, Gwen had a question to the previous topic. Here's the question: is there a way to right the ship even a little when consumers walk? Talking about the merger.
To right the ship in terms of. So which writing of the ship would we like? Would we like not to have people lose jobs? Would we like the merger not to happen at all, so that we have consumer choice? So here's the thing: consumers are a big thing. They only exist, and so you can clarify and let me know what exactly you mean so I can address that. Consumers, these companies only exist because they have customers or consumers. When they go away, you don't have a company anymore. The thing is, I don't think consumers care enough about this to make it a big issue, because they don't see less choice as affecting them as much. They just won't do X, Y, Z. It's not like if these 2 companies merge, they'll charge more for water, and then it's a problem.
She says, I would say not lose jobs and bring back consumer choice.
Yeah, the customers have to walk. They really don't care. Like, okay, this is why, unfortunately, I'm like, the Teamsters can say what they like, or strike. Strike is the other thing that will work. So If the Teamsters said that's fine, we just won't work, and nobody is going to cross those lines. Look at the Writers Guild strike and the SAG-AFTRA strike. What that did. There were no new things that came out. And see, there was another strike that happened with the Screen Actors Guild, or SAG-AFTRA, I should call it, in 2008 as well. That's when you were seeing a whole, but that was really what was responsible for the rise of reality television, right? You started seeing a lot of reality television happen because here's the thing, at the time, you can get around some of the rules depending on what it is, right? Now they put more rules in, like news is basically exempt from that when there's a strike because it's a public service and it's necessary. But then remember, they were not shooting on sets, and they weren't always using union talent to produce these things. So, and first of all, the people on these reality television shows, now they may be, but none of them were members of the union back then. So they got around that. And this is why you were seeing all this reality television like around 2008 during that strike. So Fred has some comments.
He said, Doctor Who? Wasn't that before Perry Mason? That was before my time.
No. Doctor Who was actually after Perry Mason, and it was made before my time too. but I enjoy good sci-fi. And then they came back in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. So I was watching started watching around 2008. I started watching in earnest.
And then Fred said, with regards to the strike or the merger, they're not walking, they may take a nap, they'll be
if you're talking about the strike and the Teamsters, yeah, because what happens with strikes obviously is nobody's working, and so eventually, and not everybody can afford not to work. It's really difficult, right? But this is why the biz chicks are important, because they can teach you about business and side hustle as well. This is the important part of it. So nobody should really, I don't care how many years you've been with a company. These companies are not loyal and they don't care. They will send you off. Nowadays, you're not going to get any type of serious severance package. If anything, they'll just say bye. So go ahead. Sorry.
You're not getting a gold watch.
Gold watch, gold pen, none of that. So I submit to you that the same level of care they give you is the same level of care you should give them. Have your other things so that if you don't buy to you too. I have this.
Right.
1 gig is not enough now. Meaning, yeah, should it theoretically be? Yes. But when you have that 1 gig where you're putting your entire livelihood in the hands of somebody else, when we think about it, I'm like, I can't see that. I can't see that anymore. That doesn't work now because businesses have lost large corporations, I should say, have lost integrity if they ever had it to begin with.
Yeah, they're not caring about a lot of the families and all of that. Fred said old content is the money game.
You are right. Why do you think MIG TV is so popular? Things like FETV as well. All of these ones that rehash old content. 100%.
And then Gwen says we're just due for a revolution in every area of life. Goodness.
Yes.
And then she said no more gold watches. And then Fred said that they will sever you.
That's a severance package you'll get.
All righty then.
And then she agrees with you, Dr. Tachi. They have no integrity.
None. I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. And that's why I'm like, it's really sad the state that we've come to now, that I am suspicious of you before I trust you. So I'm looking at corporate side eye and not to actually let's talk about that now. So this will kind of feed into this.
Okay.
And this will be a good conversation piece. So this has been the talk all over social media, which is why I'm bringing it up. And really, where we're getting a lot of our news now, let me speak for me and some other people that I know. We are getting information not from traditional mainstream media. We have turned to independent media. We're looking at social. I'm very careful about what, because then people say, oh, and this is, no, that's not true. So you have to be careful with, especially reading comments. Don't believe everything. Do your own due diligence. But apparently, our good friend Jamal Bryant has declared the Target fast or the Target boycott over. He didn't just say fast. He said the Target boycott over. And so what we're getting from a lot, is people like, well, who died and made you king? You're not the boss of me. Who told you that? And I felt the same way. I was like, you don't speak for
So
me.
did he say why? What did we get?
Well,
did they unlock the beauty supply products or what? What did we get? I'm just saying.
Probably was not on the negotiation table. So there was a press conference that they did on YouTube, and I did not have a chance to watch much of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was him and, oh gosh, I have to look at there were two other people that were there. Now here is the confusion. And this is where, it's interesting because things that are in a confusion.
Target paid the tithes and offerings to the Bryant Bank.
Well, and it's funny, but it's actually not funny because that's some of the talk by some of the comments you see on social media. Like, okay, who paid you? How much did you get? That type of thing. And again, that's where your mind goes immediately because he was so vehement in the fact that they had done wrong it wasn't just about canceling DEI, but it was about the commitment that he made, for example, to the Black community. And that's what he was holding them accountable for. So apparently Target has said that they're all, have always been committed to that type of thing. And they have some initiatives, but had people said nothing, I wonder if those things would still be in place. Yes, they had always tried to do the collaborations with Black, not just during Black History Month, but with like Black designers, etc. But let's not ask like that's a favor. You're making money off of that because as soon as we hear that XYZ designer, they've done a bunch. They've done John Christopher Rogers, Kotu Momolo. They've done collaboration with the YouTuber. Why can't I think of her name now? It will come to me. But they've done a bunch of collaborations with Black designers. And as soon as we hear, everybody goes to Target and sells out the collections. It always happens. So they are making a fair amount of money. So when we talk about the spending power and all of that, you are getting our dollars and we're not really seeing a lot in return. And it's one thing if you didn't make promises. Walmart doesn't promise anything, which is exactly why fools still shop there. And I'm sorry, if you have no other place to shop and that's your place of choice, then that's fine. I refuse. But that's why people still shop there because they never made any promises in the first place to include you in the conversation. And Target did. So there's a confusion. Jamal Bryant said that they were going to enact a 40-day fast. And then that was last year. And then when it came up again, when the 40 days finished, they said it was going to be indefinite. Okay. Now he's coming and saying the fast is over. Well, apparently they also were he was not the original people that part of the original team that came up with the fast or the boycott. It was a team of 3 individuals out of Minneapolis, which, by the way, is where Target is headquartered, that called for that boycott. So that is the original emanation, where that emanates from originally. Jamal Bryant came on afterwards and not together. This is not something they did together. This is not a joint effort. Came on afterwards and said, oh, well, we're going to do a 40-day fast. And here's my thing with this. What should have happened is this should have been a joint effort. When Jamal Bryant saw that this was the case, why not approach it? And I don't know that he didn't, but I could venture to say he probably did not, and said to his congregation, flock, we are going to do a 40-day fast, and then people kind of joined in. So now you're kind of like the self-appointed leader of this, and you've decided that it's over. In my opinion, this sends a very bad message to everyone. We don't have one leader that can tell us what to do at this point, and it's certainly not you, Philanderer Bryant. Thoughts?
Yes, Gwen says, listen, who told that man he could make that call?
Exactly. Nobody, because we're all sitting here like, huh? Who made you boss? You can't speak for me. I'm still not shopping there. And this is what I've been seeing all over. That's nice, but as for me and my house, okay, so we've seen that.
Fred said Target paid their tithes and offering to the Bryant bank account.
Sure did, as I like to say here.
And some company, this is Gwen again, some company is going to get a supposed $2 billion investment.
What company is that?
Who knows?
And then she said, I love how 3 random people took the spotlight of a protest started by Black women.
Okay.
And this is the thing. And people are willing to give that shine. This is the interesting thing. I don't think anybody knew that it was originally started in Minneapolis until now. Until now, there is a problem with all of this, with him ending it. And he was okay with taking credit for basically this being his idea. And I'm not saying he said this is his idea, but you are taking credit for this if you're not giving shine to the original creators of this and working with them. The problem and I will say this, the problem in our communities is we have to be the ones to get the credit for whatever the movement is, for whatever the good work is. We have to say, oh, it was Pastor Jamal Bryant who did that. Who cares as long as it gets done? Who cares as long as it gets done?
And I'm concerned about what actually was the outcome. What did we get? I asked that at the beginning of this conversation.
We didn't really get anything. Again,
okay,
we got.
Then I'm not done.
We're not done. We got verbiage from Target that they have always been committed. I'll find the exact.
Okay. So now I got a breakup, and now you want to make up, and I'm not trying to do that with you. It's over, boo boo. Go ahead.
Yeah, no.
Fred said he's waiting on a new Bryant TV show on TCT sponsored by Target.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Let's also add to this conversation that someone decided to write a full article as if these 3 people spoke for every Black person in America.
Yes. And the fact that they did a whole press conference. Who asked you to organize a press conference on our behalf? As my mother would say,
Target is supposed to invest in some company, but the company wasn't mentioned.
Well, you won't see my car in their parking lot.
And Target met with him as if he was speaking for Black consumers.
Exactly.
This is an ongoing problem. You know, they find one person, they anoint him. That is unacceptable.
It really, but it's also unacceptable that he allowed himself to be anointed.
Yeah.
Nobody.
I think that was a presumption on his part.
He was very presumptuous. You have more problems right now.
Fred says it's on and cracking. Okay, Fred. I'm doing it next.
Thank you. Okay, so you now pick up the mantle, take the torch. That's fine because it's still on. I don't know which people of African descent you spoke to in 2026 in the year of our Lord, but we are all still protesting. Not enough has been done. And the thing is, these companies will never get the message. And it doesn't matter who it is. Just as humans, these companies will never get the message if you continue to support them and their bad behavior. This goes for everything. So simply because you may not be, quote unquote, the target, pun intended, doesn't mean you won't be. There's a really great content creator that I follow. His name is Nicholas, and he visits different people, different places, particularly in New York, and it's about food for him. And when he talks about this, he says, for the people who think, oh, well, it's them, he says, you're not different, you're just next.
Yeah, exactly. They always start with the small groups and then work their way up.
They're coming for you too.
Gwen says these folks recognize the power of the Black dollar and are looking for the next whomever to work with them.
Yes, there is so much power in black dollars, just in general, because it's historical as well in terms of being real, that we do have often the money to spend, and we will spend, right? We've proven over and over, but it's historical because sometimes we find ourselves proving to people that we have the money to spend, and that's why we spend it. That's not such a good reason to do it, but that's part of the reasons that we do spend, especially in places where things are exorbitant, to prove that we can and to prove that we're just as good. That's another show.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say, even if you don't like the color of the purse. Okay. I just want, and Gwen said, I just want all Black consumers to recognize that power and to take the reins. I really don't have to have a $3,000 purse or whatever they're going for. I was like,
guess what? I don't have a $3,000 purse.
I ain't got to have one of them. I can, okay. Remember Wilson's Leather?
Oh, yes.
I can be in Wilson's Leather and be all good.
See,
I ain't got to be up over there.
No, you can have a, hold on just a second. Let me plug my computer in 1 second.
Okay. Me too, Gwen. Gwen says, I love Wilson's Leather. I got to find out if they're still in business, because I'm like, what?
I don't know if they are still in business. A quick Google search will probably answer that one. But I remember in its heyday, it was doing some stuff. There was a Wilson's Leather in Georgetown that I used to go to. And they had some really cute stuff. And the thing is too, there are with a lot of these designer bags, Chanel is very guilty of this. The quality has gone down in recent years, but the prices have gone up. So I would much rather get some great leather from some African leather makers, from Italian leather makers, because really what you're paying for is the brand and the history and the marketing beyond that.
Wilson's is online, wilsonsleather.com. I need to find out. So I need to find out that y'all got a store.
Probably online is more profitable for them now.
Right, and I think so, because they used to be in the outlet malls that we had around here. I might need to go in here and do a little shopping.
Wow. Interesting.
I still have my leather bags. I got a maxi leather coat and stuff. I was like, yeah, okay.
Okay, listen. Yeah, no, Wilson's, if you were looking for leather, that was a place to go. You get it all in one fell swoop.
And Gwen said, I'm still rocking Wilson's Leather over here. And she says they're still in business.
Wow.
Yeah, and Fred said, "What is Tabitha saying?" I don't know.
Saying about this, I think she's learned not to say anything about
I
these.
looked at her short, and her shirt said it's a hell no for her.
What, to go into Target? Okay, well, she's changed her tune quite a bit. Well, not that she was ever, but remember, she had a long-standing agreement with Target and all of the stuff, and we were all so proud. Tell the truth, how many people? I have 3. I have a dress and I have 2 hats from the collaboration she had with Target. I think you're on mute. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, are we talking about Tabitha Speaks? This woman here, is this the person?
No, I think he means Tabitha Brown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's the one that said it's a hell no for her. Okay.
Oh, no, okay, different Tabitha.
Different Tabitha.
There's 2 so Tabitha Speaks. See, I stopped following Tabitha Speaks because sometimes she says some things that I'm like, okay, now that's divisive. There's when it comes to things that are happening now, what we don't need is division. And she said a couple of, I let it go the first time, and then she said something else that was divisive. I'm like, well, you don't need my eyes clearly. Be gone. So but Tabitha Brown had a long-standing collaboration or partnership with Target. And so initially, when she was talking about this, she was talking about the fact of, well, remember that, there are a lot of creators that work really hard to get their stuff here. And I'm not doubting that. But what that amounted to is you are selling out the rest of us for the few that are in Target. You all don't even come up to probably 0.001%, it's not a number, but I made it up, of people of color and Black people in this country, but you're making a decision based off of the few of you that are in Target. And again, that is not to say we're proud of you for getting it to that point and that level, 1000%. But then there are those of us that are not there, and you're expecting us to keep shopping there because no, I don't care if you're there. We can, that's why everybody's like, we can still patronize you online. So that's what's happening there with that. I thought it was very interesting, and I know this will continue to develop at least until the next news cycle. So let me give a few more stories, and then we will vamoose. For those of you that are Family Guy stans, that you like to watch Family Guy, there is going to be a spinoff. Stewie, who you know is the little talking baby, is getting a spinoff at Fox for the 2027-2028 season. It's a go. So they placed a 2-season order for the animated show based on Stewie Griffin. So it's been almost 20 years since Family Guy debuted on Fox. So actually, I think Family Guy is a spinoff. So now this is another spinoff off of Family Guy, and it's focused on the youngest Griffin the youngest Griffin. So it's from the creator of Family Guy, Seth MacFarlane, and Kirker Butler, who is a longtime writer and producer on the show. And it's going to be produced by 20th Television Animation. MacFarlane is going to continue voicing the lead character. And so, okay, no, this is the second spinoff of the show. So Family Guy was the original show. There was the Cleveland show, which is a spinoff, and now Stewie is going to be another one. I don't know what you're going to do with it, but I digress. He says, I'd like to thank Fox for this incredible opportunity, and I'm excited to start pretending I'm collaborating closely with them on the show. That's what MacFarlane said. So, 2-season order. It will go through the 28-29 season. And I don't know if any of you watch Family Guy, but okay, well, I've seen Family Guy, obviously. But Stewie... a whole spinoff based off of a talking baby. I would have thought they would have gone with the dog, the talking dog. I forgot dog's name because I could see more of a storyline with him.
Okay.
But that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
for
So
you.
Fred said, I love the Family Guy. I think I watched a half an episode.
Only
And
half an episode.
Glenn said, 20 years of Family Guy? Yeah.
That's you're really dragging that out. But go ahead.
Well, but look how well animated adult series have done for Fox. You've got Bob's Burgers, you've got The Simpsons, you have I don't even know if American Dad is still on, but American Dad, you've got Family Guy, and then there were a whole bunch of other ones that cropped up, but those were the main four that were mainstays for like Sunday night for Fox and their animated slate. So
that
they
might be
do
why I missed it.
Yeah, they do. I'm a Simpsons fan, although I haven't I like the older episodes of The Simpsons. I haven't really watched it lately, but I may take a look.
Yeah, Fred says the talking baby looked like one of the Lemonhead candies.
Yes, he does look like a lemon head. He absolutely does.
And then Gwen said none of the ones on Fox caught her attention.
Yeah. After a while, but again, people love them. That's why right now The Simpsons is the longest running television show ever. Right now. Well, yeah, ever, because it's still on. Is it longer running than Sesame Street? No. So Sesame Street would be the longest running show because The Simpsons started as a skit on the Tracy Ullman Show in the 80s.
Okay.
And then it became its own.
In a press conference regarding the Target boycott.
So, are you watching the Target boycott thing?
Yeah, I need to stop her. She's just talking.
Yeah, I don't have time.
We've moved past that. I already know what I'm gonna do. Go ahead.
Exactly. Next, because we know what we're going to do. So I have one final story that I would like to share with you all. And this is where are you? Channel Surfer. So YouTube is letting you watch YouTube like it's old school cable TV. Well, so it's called Channel. It's a web app actually called Channel Surfer. It's not from YouTube, but it's a web app, and it presents interesting YouTube videos in an interface that resembles a retro-looking TV guide. So you can. In this app, you could browse through different topic-focused channels and click to tune in as if you were watching live TV. So right now, there are 40 custom-built, quote, channels to choose from, including those focused on general topics like news, politics, sports, and lifestyle content, and also a selection of music channels and others with a more of a tech focus. So it's actually, I guess, kind of neat if you like that kind of thing and you're trying to reminisce on what television used to be like or cable used to be like. So here's the thing. As you move between channels, you join the video being played midstream. So meanwhile, the guide informs you of upcoming content on the channels and what time of day it will play. You can also scroll ahead to look at the programming played for the next 24 hours. So basically what this looks like is they are getting these different YouTube channels, right? Scrubbing them, and they decide when they play them. So they play them kind of like on a schedule, which is why if you click on it, you may be joining it midstream because they're playing this on a schedule. So it mimics what cable does, right? You watch, or even any streamer that has scheduled content. So that's what's happening there. So it's called Channel Surfer if you are interested in that.
Got it. Oh my goodness. I don't want to go back. I want my stuff on demand. I want it.
Yeah, I like that too.
I want it on my phone. I want it in my pocket.
Couple of comments. Gwen says the Tracy Ullman show, she loved watching that.
It was funny.
Fred says Meet the Press is the longest running television show airing on NBC since November 1947.
I forgot all about Meet the Press.
And The Simpsons holds the record for the longest running primetime animated series, having debuted in 1989.
Yes.
That's interesting. Oh, and Fred said, please spell the channel surfer.
That's it. Channel Surfer, just how you have it.
Oh, cool.
That's exactly it. So, yeah, if you just look for it, you'll be able to do that. So it's as I said, it's free, and you have access to 175 channels and 25 music playlists. But there's a newsletter that you can subscribe to, and then you're given the option to import your own YouTube subscriptions into the app. Yeah. So that's what I have.
Well, thank you. Interesting. Might need to check that out. So this has been an interesting Tech Life Weekly. We want to thank everybody who watched live and on the replay. And Fred said, oh, it's an online web app.
Yes.
It is. So thank you all for tuning in. Become a part of the BizChicks community. You can just go to where our little banner is at. Go to bizchicks.net.
I'll get them. Just work.
Okay. I think there we go. Go to bizchicks.net, or you can text biz to 33777 and join there. However you join, we want to say thank you for tuning in today for Tech Life Weekly. Dr. Tachi, thank you for bringing us the report. And also, we want to thank TJ for sending her story in. She'll be with us on Tuesday for some more marketing talk. And we will, any final things you want to say before we let Brittany take us out of here?
I want to remind everybody that we're offering that revenue recovery program. You can see the QR code on the screen. So if you're looking,
right, and I think I have a link for that.
To find the money in your business, we can find it for you and let you take advantage of being able to make more money with what you do. So there's the link to the website. Check it out. All right. With that, I think we're ready for Brittany to take us home.
All right, everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in today. We trust you've learned something to help you build a more profitable business and take the hassle out of your hustle. See you next time.